I was talking to someone the other day about intuition and saying how powerful intuition is. Intuition is like our soul or our highest self talking to us. When we look at the words of Christ, where he says, "Be a city on a hill, don't hide your light under the bushel," I believe he's talking about the light being the soul or our highest self. And our highest self sits on high and looks down and gets an overview of our greatest potential. So when it says be a city on a hill and don't hide your light under a bushel, I believe he's talking about the bushel being the mind. Don't hide your intuition and your potential under mind stuff. Mind stuff is software. The mind is software. The body is the vehicle. The sensual body is the vehicle. It's the fuel for the vehicle. The egoic voice or the ego is the driver. It's the part of us, that leads the way, but it should take command from the intuitive self, the highest part that we have. The intuition or the Atman connects to the Brahman, so the intuition or the soul connects to the super soul, or our greatest potential. Our potential leads to ultimate potential. So again, I'm kind of going over things. I was working with some amazing people last week, and I'm trying to look back at what I learned, what was clarified for me. I was talking to one really lovely guy about intuition, about the power of intuition, and saying that our potential speaks to us, or God speaks to us through intuition. He's very clear. But for us to have a clear intuition, for us to have a powerful intuition, we have to be steeped in stillness and quiet. If we're not in stillness and quiet consistently every day, we won't hear intuition. All we'll hear is the loud clanging cymbals of the egoic projections, and of the social conditioning, and of the news, and the chicken licking reporters saying that the sky's falling in. So what I've learned so far, and what I know, is that we are led by intuition. That's our most powerful divine sat-nav, and this energy works through our physical body. It works through will. So we have to have a very strong will in order to have a vision and make the vision work. So in order to have a vision to write a book, I have to listen to intuition. So intuition says, this is a good idea. My intuition is leading me towards this. And my will says, yes, I'm going to sit down for 6 months and write this. And then my will says, I'm going to go out and find out how to make that into a physical book. And then my will says, I'm going to try and get that into the Sunday Times bestsellers. And my will said, let's find out how we can expand even more and make it into a film. Let's make it into a stage play. Let's try and make it into a BAFTA. Let's try and make it into a global award. And again, that looks like a statue. It looks like a piece of metal. As I said before, it's not. It's a key that gets me in and out of places. That opens doors in the outside world. It opens doors in me. That opens doors to lots of places. Lots of places I want to go, I can get in because I've got that key. It opens the door in me, it creates spaciousness and vision, and it opens the door outside. So in order to know exactly where we're going, we have to have very clear intuition. And the guy I was working with last week, a really lovely guy called Sebastian, said we need acoustic clarity with our intuition. I love that, acoustic clarity. So when intuition speaks, we need to have no doubt that it's the right path. So if intuition says go this way, but it doesn't perhaps make sense intellectually, we trust the intuition. We trust that it's a very clear sign from our divine sat-nav that this is the direction we go in. This is where our best potential lies. It might not seem like the most direct route, but it's the optimum route. A bit like light traveling through water. It doesn't take a direct route through water, but it takes the optimum route. And the light will calculate every conceivable route through the water and find the ultimate route, the optimum route, in an instant. So if you looked into a pond and you saw a frog on the bottom of the pond and you put your hand in to touch the frog, it wouldn't be where your hand goes, because you would look at it like it's right in front of you, but actually would be perhaps over to the left or to the right, because the light from the frog has had to find the optimum route. Geoff calls this the law of 7. He says that nothing takes a direct route, so it might have to come up and out and over and across and find the optimum route through the water. Well, our success is like that. Intuition's like that. Intuition, when we say, this is what I want to achieve a great body, I want to be in shape, I want to achieve money, I want to achieve a great relationship, I want to achieve a great business, I want to win an award, whatever it is, the universe will find the optimum route by calculating every possible route. The intellect might say, well, it's just there, why can't I just go from here to there? But the universe will say, well, you need all of these different ingredients. There is an optimum route to this, but it's not from A to B. So we have to trust that the intuition has calculated the optimum route. So we have to allow the universe to conspire to show us the optimum route. So that's intuition. We have to learn to create an acoustic clarity with our intuition. So when it speaks, we're in no doubt about it. And the film I've just done, Counting Backwards, a film about my friend Michelle fighting back. It's a beautiful film. I did it with Sean Disparango. I sat in a still, quiet meditation, and that film just fell into my consciousness like a coin falling through water. The complete film fell in front of me. It was very powerful. That's intuition. Then my will says, okay, we've got to trust this is right. It was clear. We follow that. There was a clarity. Then you sit and write the film. Then you get the director attached. Then you raise the money. We were lucky that we had 2 friends, Eddie and John, who supplied the money in the production. They produced it for us. So we have to have a very powerful, clear intuition and a very, very strong will. That's why it's important to have the physical, sensual, mind, body under your control. If they're under your control and we have a strong intuition, what's the point of a strong intuition if we don't go out and act on it? If the mind doesn't trust it, if the ego wants to be doing something else, if the sensual body just wants to sit and feed and graze and be lazy. We need to have this hierarchy. We need to have complete sovereignty over our egoic mind, physical, sensual body. We need complete control over every faculty of ourselves, so that when intuition speaks, we're able to act. If intuition says, sit down and write this film, I'm able to sit down for 8 or 10 hours a day and write the film over the next 6 weeks. If intuition says, go and train with Neil Adams, and train and buy 5 judo suits to become a great judo player, then you follow the intuition with a very strong will. So we need acoustic clarity with our intuition. We need a very powerful will. We get the acoustic clarity by quietening down our life, by meditating, by contemplating, through prayer, through being still, through being slow, by slowing everything down, by stopping the chatter of the mind and the ego, by slowing everything down, by having enough control to switch everything off so I can sit in complete and utter stillness. And when I sit in complete and utter stillness, my conscious net expands and I'm able to connect to the Akashic or the zero gravity field or the unified field or collective consciousness, to God, whatever you want to call it. We connect to where the answers are and we say, show me a direction. Show me where I need to go. Show me how I need to do this. So we have to have enough control on ourselves to be able to stop the ego talking, stop the mind racing, calm the sensual body, make the physical body sit still, command it, and then connect, like turning our satellite dish towards the Akashic field and just connect, and it's there. It's really, really local. We're right on top of it every minute. So meditation, prayer, consistently every single day is how we get acoustic clarity with our intuition. The strong will comes from being able to master our physical, sensual and mind body, recognizing that they are tools, that they are software, but they are not who we are. So that takes a real strong will, and it's practice. Something it says in the Quran, that comes little by little We don't have to try and get it all in one go, but that should be the ultimate aim. So intuition is your divine sat-nav, and will is what takes your vehicle to where we direct it. They're the two things that I work on every single day, not even just twice or 3 times a day. It's how I live and breathe. When I'm living in my life, that's how I am. I'm talking to God all the time. When I wake up, throughout the day, when I'm talking with other people, when I'm eating, when I'm writing, I'm talking to God. I'm connecting to my source. I'm connecting to my intuition all the time, and I'm asking, where can I serve? Where do you want me to go? What do you need me to do? This is something that we all need to practice. And again, this isn't the last thing I want to do is try and come out here and say this is me being perfect. I am fucking very imperfect. You know, I am working on this all the time. So I would say listen to everything I say, but don't look too closely, because I'm still working on this. Even just last week, I fucked up and made mistakes. I catch them quickly, I'll amend them fast, I'll redress it really quickly, but I'm still making mistakes. But when you read the Quran, or when you read the Hindu texts, or when you read the Christian texts, when you read any of the great books, they all tell you that even the prophets struggled with the mind body and the ego body, and with maintaining this alignment. Everybody struggles with it. So imperfection doesn't mean that you're not congruent. Imperfection means that you're growing, that you're still on that path, and that you're honest with yourself, and you're saying, yeah, I'm doing well, but there's more to do. So if you are having moments where you fall off, yeah, welcome to the club. Don't batter yourself, bring yourself back to alignment, keep working on it, but don't ignore the obvious stuff. The stuff that's as close as your neck vein. What you eat, what you drink, how you live, who you are. You know, every single thing you do determines every single thing you are. So keep working on all those, you know, the real fundamental, it's advanced play, but it's fundamental. Consistent meditation and prayer, and, you know, correct palate, and constant striving to educate yourself. Not so much in the ways of the world, but in the ways of us. If we get ourselves right, the world will unfold just nicely.